Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Florida State and Mike Norvell land a massive commitment on the 2024 trail, pulling him right out of the backyard of the Miami Hurricanes and Lawayne McCoy, a two-way player from Miami Central. Very interesting player and very impressive tape. Now, this is a team that is gaining some serious momentum, not only on the field, but also on the recruiting trail. This is a team that we were kind of banging the table for, and the Florida State listeners that were kind of loyal to us. That was such a good team in 2022 that just caught some really unfortunate injuries at some really unfortunate times. But we were talking a lot about them. And before we even get into Lawayne McCoy, checking out the 2024 class, I really do just want to say thank you to you guys. Again, just all the support you guys have shown truly does mean a lot. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Spring game coming up, going to be recapping that as well. So stay locked in if you do enjoy the content. Now, want to talk a little bit about Lawayne McCoy as a recruit, and then talk a little bit about that in-state battle between the Hurricanes, between Florida State. Lawayne McCoy plays two ways, and I from what I've read, a lot of scouts think he's going to be a phenomenal defensive back. Florida State sees him more as a wide receiver, and that was a position, the wide receiver position was a spot that Florida State desperately needed to get better in heading into that 2022 season, and they sure as heck did that, right? Landing guys like Micah Pittman, Johnny Wilson out of the transfer portal. And then they addressed it in the 2023 class with a guy like Hakeem Williams. This is a group that in 2021 was one of the worst wide receiving groups in the ACC. And now it's looking like heading into 2023, it's one of the better groups in the ACC. And it's getting only better with a guy like Lawayne McCoy, who 6 foot, 172 pounds, is a phenomenal vertical field stretcher. You see what Johnny Wilson was able to do vertically. They're going to win in different ways, but he's a guy that averaged 25 yards per catch his junior year, and that's also playing on the other side of the football as well. What I really like about Lawayne McCoy is whatever side you put him on, you know he's got the length and he's got the athleticism to excel. As a defensive back, having that wide receiver background is phenomenal when it comes to playing the football in the air, right? A lot of these defensive backs who didn't play much wide receiver in high school come into college and really struggle at playing the football when it's in the air. When you have that wide receiver background, you don't have as many problems. I want to take us to a little Lawayne McCoy highlights. This was super interesting, right? Takes his unofficial visit, has offers from Auburn, Miami. A lot of schools liked him. Unofficial visit at Florida State today, pretty much silently commits. Like no recruitment, no tweet. You're just hearing from insiders that he committed. All about business. I like that. But you're going to see off the field like very, very vertically gifted. Tracking the football is one of his things that he excels at, right? Battling the cornerback, going up and making a play. Not necessarily just rely. I mean, he's a phenomenal athlete. Don't get me wrong, but he's a guy that he's a good football player, right? He's playing both sides. He's doing a lot of different things, but just tracks the ball so well down the field. And again, even at the wide receiver position, that is sometimes hard to come by. Like you see, Jalen Hyatt did it so well at Tennessee. Not only was Jalen Hyatt fast, but he's really good at tracking the football. You see the more developed route tree, not just winning vertically, but again, so much to be excited for a guy like Lawayne McCoy. Now you're seeing him play on the defensive side of the ball too, breaking on the football. Had a pick six against IMG Academy to ice the game. Like this guy's a gamer, and he's in my mind just such a massive get for Florida State because he can play both ways. And so you fill out that 2024 class, you see where he fits in that and on that depth chart coming in that 2024 year, and you'll get a feel for where you need to put him. Now taking a look at this 2024 class for Florida State. Like a lot of people are talking about Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia. Florida State's putting together a very, very good class, right? They have their quarterback of the future. They have the 5-star running back in Cameron Davis, but then filling it out with just some really, really nice recruits. I still think they're gunning for some more elite blue chippers, and they're getting plenty of those guys on campus. But what they're doing a really good job of right now early is getting a lot of guys who are just filling out your class, right? He's going to be the 9th commit in this 2024 class. Early start, and it gets way easier to recruit when you already have guys. But who becomes your best recruiters? The players who are already committed in the 2024 class. Those are the guys who are becoming your best recruiters. On top of that, where I think this really can get special for Florida State is not only is seeing a little down year for Clemson, this is going to be the best Florida State team we see in 2023 that we've seen in a very long time. If you can start putting it together on the field, being a top 5 team, which I think they are a legit bona fide college football playoff contender, that's going to really spur on this recruiting because players want to go to teams that are winning championships. Florida State's a team that has a ton of leaders and veterans coming back in 2023. And you can guys like Jared Verse coming back, Johnny Wilson those guys. Jared Verse would have been a top 10 pick. Johnny Wilson, probably a day 2 pick. Those guys could have gone to the NFL draft. They saw how special this program could be in 2023. They're coming back. You put together a really good season combined with the off-season traction you're already getting. Mike Norvell has established that culture. He's established relationships with all these recruits that he's recruiting in 2024. This class could be very, very special. But again, massive win in terms of who are you battling against for a lot of these recruits? The Gators, the Hurricanes. Florida State gets it done from a local kid in Miami. Getting his commitment is massive. Exciting day for Florida State, and quite frankly, an exciting couple of months. So again, if you guys do enjoy the content, wanted to keep this one brief, stay locked in. We appreciate all the support you guys have shown. And again, if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Florida State spring game coming up, so lock in for that, and we'll talk to y'all later.